after putting this table together, it is obvious it takes up quite a bit of space in my garage. That means I need to find a way to move it around, and I do not own a forklift at the moment. I purchased some Harbor Freight 4-inch wheels that are rated for 330 pounds apiece. My initial intent is to just put them under each leg, so that way I can move around the table. But the more I'm around the table, though, I realize how sturdy and very hard to move it is. I kind of want to keep that advantage when the table is working. I'm not sure I want to have this on casters full time anymore. So I started thinking, what can I do to get this thing mobile when I need to be, but still use the heavy and sturdiness what is in use as designed, for the plasma table. So as we continue on here, I'll show you how when they poured my garage, they did a good job because all the water goes to the outside. So I checked my rails, and it looks like I'm pretty square based on how the floor sets as well. And then from there, we'll begin showing you my idea on how to make this mobile, but yet sturdy at the same time. I discovered that last time I cut some metal, I burnt out my blade. I decided to break out the plasma to make these tube cuts. I did not need too precise of a cut to accomplish creating my newest idea for what to do with casters. I used a piece of straight metal as my guide, and you will see I cut all 4 sides approximate to the length I needed. Then I used a persuader to get the pieces completely free. this was DIYing on the fly. I did not draw any of this up, so my first thought after I got done cutting things up, I ended up sleeping on and changing the idea the next morning. As you can see, I purchased a couple of Harbor Freight 4-ton jacks, and they were like 15 bucks with a coupon. I needed a way to attach them to the table, so I put 2 holes in them for 3/8 U-bolts originally, which I later discovered would not work so well, so I just ended up getting some carriage bolts and using a piece of thin metal to bolt them to the tubing. I am really getting to use my Milwaukee drill I got for Christmas last year. So far this is a much nicer drill than my, 2001 DeWalt cordless, I guess. Believe it or not, that old NiCad battery system just died last winter though, so longevity is a key there. But the reason why I decided to get a new drill and the reason I decided to go with Milwaukee was because Milwaukee's been on the same battery platform for a while now. So in the end I felt like that was the future for me. I could not use a drill press for this as the bottles jacks were just too compact, so the chuck never would have had clearance to spin. I needed to put some 1/2-inch holes and some tubes for what would be a 1/2-inch threaded rod I bought and cut later. These holes took a bit as I had a dull bit at first. I ended up switching to a new drill bit that made the rest of the holes a lot faster. I think I did something like 16 holes in all in the end. That lovely mouse talk was my wife making sure I was still alive in the garage, as it is like, 100 degrees outside. Fantastic. So in the end, I ended up using a different tube, which you guys will see at the end of the video. But this gets the point across on how I struggled with drilling my holes, I guess. So I was able to get to Harbor Freight and get me a new metal blade for my Evolution saw. So I'm just showing a quick wrap-up video, I guess, of me cutting my threaded rods 8 inches and 7/8. One of the negative things about that saw is those little pieces of metal come out very sharp and rather warm. So I put that piece of wood in front so it wouldn't eat up my legs, or I kind of take the occasional hit with my arms. But other than that, it's a pretty handy saw to have. I only bought the 7 1/4 version. Hopefully someday I'll buy the 14-inch version because it would be nice to have a bigger saw. So now I'm starting to assemble it. I'm going to drop the rods in place and figure out how to make them 90 degrees and get where I want the wheels in the right order. Well, this pretty much wraps up the video. I'm gonna, put this in place and then show you guys how it works. And then off camera, I'll finish the other side, and hopefully next weekend I'll get it to where I can move it around and we can start painting.